Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests discuss GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville, an achievement center for individuals with Down syndrome, and two moms share the stories of their daughters with Down syndrome who has inspired them to make a positive difference for others. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. As the first Down Syndrome Achievement Center in Florida, GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville will provide educational and therapeutic-based programs for individuals with Down syndrome and their families. To tell us more, I'm pleased to introduce my guests. Mika Vuto, President, GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville, and Lily Bell, Vice President, GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville. And Lily and Mika, it is wonderful to have you both here. And you are doing something very wonderful for our entire community. So first, I congratulate you. I'm very pleased that we can tell viewers about this. And I think the best way to begin is just to share with us your personal stories, your journey that has led you to GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville. And Mika, you've been, this has been part of something you've been doing for 2 years or so. And tell me about your family.
Yes, so I am a mother of two. I've been married for 14 years. I have a 9-year-old, Angelina, and a 5-year-old, Mia, who was born with Down syndrome, and my husband, Tony.
Okay. All right. And then, okay, Lily, share your story. What about your family?
So I have been married to my wonderful husband Troy for 10 years, and we have 2 girls. I have a 6-year-old, her name is Gianna, and I have a 4-year-old, Alyssa. She was born with Down syndrome as well.
Okay. So help us understand, number one, what is Down syndrome? How can you best explain it?
So Down syndrome is a chromosome disorder where the child would be born with an extra chromosome, which leads to developmental issues and health issues.
Okay. And is it common, Lily? Is it something that...
Yes. So
okay.
Down syndrome is the most common chromosomal abnormality in the world. So there are lots of people who are born with Down syndrome. The rate is 1 in every 691 births in the world. Yes. Okay. So it is very common.
All right. Take us back to that moment. Tell me, what was it like, the diagnosis? How did you begin to deal with it?
So we were not diagnosed prenatally. When
Okay.
Mia came out, it was very unexpected. It went from jubilation to tears of the unknown. The hospital room went very silent. And from there, we were told by the social workers to search the internet. I had never met a child or individual with Down syndrome, and I was pretty much clueless and ignorant, and that was where the fear generates, the fear started. And when you are thrown into the world of the internet, it can be very scary. There's great, lovely information out there, but there was no ties to families, we didn't have anything
just felt-
locally.
Right.
Right. No support system.
No
You were
support
out
system
there
locally.
alone. And did you feel, well, certainly, there must have been so many emotions I can't even imagine. But of course, Lily could, because you had some of the same difficulties to deal with too.
I did. So Alyssa was diagnosed in utero. So I did the regular quad screen test, which looks for markers of Down syndrome and various other chromosomal abnormalities. And so it was quite interesting. So my doctor said he likes the test to be 99.99% that everything is okay. Okay, so ours was 99.7% that it was okay. So we had a 0.3% chance that
Wow.
something was not right.
Not okay.
So he said, not a big deal. You know, it could be just something. We'll go get it tested. So my husband and I did a level 2 ultrasound, and that's where they take all these different measurements and they look for markers with Down syndrome. And we had talked with our doctor to, okay, if we weren't sure, what would we do? Do you want to do an amniocentesis? No, for sure. And so we were sitting there, and I remember it was Dr. Duff at UF Health, and he looked at the screen and he said, you know, I really can't tell, you know, but to be sure, let's do the amnio.
Okay.
And he said, I don't think your baby has Down syndrome. And I was like, okay, that's good.
That's good news.
And so we did the test, and there's this fishbone test that you get the results back very quickly. And I was at work, and my husband called me, and I just knew. He
You
said,
knew.
he didn't even have to say anything. And he came, and he picked me up from work. We went to spend some time together. We prayed. You know, it was very shocking. You know, you don't expect
It's not what
this
you were
thing.
expecting.
Right. And as Mika said, at that time, I don't think I'd ever really met or interacted with someone with Down syndrome.
So
And you go on the internet, and all you see are the typical, you know.
nothing that encourages you.
Right. It's all very negative, and all the very not good health conditions that they could be affected with, you know. So it was very difficult for us, even though it was a lot of grieving, because you
Right.
grieve what you
Yes. What
your expectation. You have these wonderful
what
expectations.
might have been,
Right. So it was a very difficult time for us.
And we're going to take a quick break, because you've taken this information and you're going forward in positive ways that benefit your girls and the whole community.
Right.
So stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about GiGi's Playhouse, Gainesville. And Mika, go back to your journey after the birth of Mia and share more of that with us.
So when Mia was born, we did not know she had Down syndrome. but she did have the characteristics of an infant with Down syndrome. It takes about a couple weeks to get the blood work back, but we knew instantly, and we were immediately told to go to the cardiologist because there might be a chance that she would have a heart condition. From there, we were told that she would need open heart surgery. 50% of our children with Down syndrome may or may not have heart issues, and Mia did. So for the first 10 months of her life, we had to keep her very quiet and calm to not to exasperate the situation.
Right.
And at 10 months old, she did have open heart surgery.
Oh,
and the medical
goodness.
care has been absolutely fantastic, though. And we could not be in a better place than in the Gainesville area. My husband and I always say, boy, it's really good that we're here because we have everything here we need medically.
Right, the best medical
you know,
care.
all the specialists and the professionals and the therapists have been absolutely outstanding. The only thing lacking would be the family support and specific Down syndrome programming.
Support.
Yes, support.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
And once again, still not what you were expecting when your daughter was you know, going to be born, not to have to go through this journey. And what about yours, Lily? Can you add on more to your story?
Sure. So Alyssa, we knew about Alyssa in utero, and you know, they noticed fluid in her kidneys, and so when she was born, we had a checklist of specialists that we went to, and my husband and I are so grateful that we have all these specialists. They're very important. They do an excellent job, but it's still overwhelming.
Yes, for somebody just
absolutely
such a young little girl.
Right, and she's gone through a lot, and so when Mika had talked to me about it, it was interesting. So many people, have you heard about GiGi's Playhouse? GiGi's Playhouse,
You're
GiGi's
going,
Playhouse.
what is this? What is this? What is this?
Right, exactly. And so when Mika approached me, she said, just come on to a board meeting and, you know, just no pressure, just listen. And when I went home, I sat down with my husband and we talked about it. And I said, you know, honey, we're going to have to do this as a team. You know, it's a team effort. And, you know, why not us? You know, we've struggled so much. You know, we could help so many other families, and so that's why I joined Mika. That's why we're here
That's why
today.
you're doing this. And so then give us an overview of GiGi's Playhouse, the national one. How did it begin for that family?
Sure. So it's interesting. Even here in Gainesville, our managing board or original startup,
right?
All the individuals have children with Down syndrome. So the GiGi's Playhouse was first started by Nancy Gianni in 2003 in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, and she was inspired by the birth of her daughter Gigi. So the name GiGi's Playhouse, it's named after Gigi, and she really saw a need. You know, when Alyssa was born, people will say, "I'm so sorry," and we say, why? We're not sorry. And so she was like, well, I want to be able to change the way the world sees Down syndrome. And so she started GiGi's Playhouse, and it's blossomed. We have about 23 Playhouses.
All over the country.
Right, all over the country, and one in Mexico.
Right.
And we're looking to have GiGi's Playhouse Gainesville here.
First one in
Florida.
Florida.
First one in Florida.
And when you listen to Nancy Gianni talk and you see her daughter Gigi, and who's a little older than your daughters, I can see where it would resonate with you, and you would go, yes, we can do this. And, and as you've told me, it takes a family, your own personal families and a community family.
Right.
And this is it.
Right.
You're doing it.
Right.
It is happening. And when you say, you know, GiGi's Playhouse, it is so much more than a playhouse. So much is behind those doors. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to explore that and more. Stay with us. We'll be right back. talking about GiGi's Playhouse, Gainesville. And Mika, tell me about the programs offered by GiGi's Playhouse. I know they're very important. It's one reason both of you have devoted all this time and effort to bringing a playhouse here. So what goes on?
So we offer programs from prenatal all the way up to adulthood. When I say prenatal, meaning when a mom gets a diagnosis, we want to be there for resources and information because it can be a very scary process.
Yes.
And we want her to be able to come to the Playhouse and see how our children flourish and how they are. It's such a positive thing. They're just wonderful children and young adults, you know, and to embrace that new mom. So it's not such a scary journey
and
that we have to go through.
Yes, to change the experience you both had to
Absolutely.
As you said, go through to make it different. Okay.
Yes, and so that's one of our missions. And also we offer from birth all the way to young adulthood up to 30 different therapeutic-based programs, and these come at free to
yes, everything is
free of charge to the families. And
I mean, that is just outstanding.
It is absolutely, yes. And we have several components that Lily's going to talk about: educational, therapeutic, and one more
career development. Right,
yes.
Right.
Oh, and I can see it's extremely well thought out, and you have volunteers, you have skilled therapists, but they are also all coming volunteer-wise and making it available to everyone. Okay, elaborate. Tell me more.
Absolutely. So one of the things about GiGi's Playhouse programs is that they're all geared towards the way an individual with Down syndrome learns. And so they were developed by program specialists, you know, ESC teachers, special education teachers, therapists. So they're all very focused learning. You know, when you say Playhouse, you think it's fun, but it's fun-based learning. And so we have the therapeutic programs, we have the educational programs like the math tutoring program and the literacy program, and then we have something very important, the career development program, which is GiGi University, and there's the Hugs and Mugs. So GiGi University is a program where we give skills, career skills to the older individual, and it's not,
as you say, often forgotten.
Exactly, or, you know,
overlooked somehow.
Right, and not inspired and encouraged to be the best that they can be.
To go on, to develop, or as if the community is saying, shutting the door.
Right, no. And so once you graduate from GiGi University, you get to be a part of the Hugs and Mugs. And so this is where, so the individuals with Down syndrome, they learn skills to work in a retail environment, and the goal is to have that transfer to an actual job. You know, so we're very excited.
I mean, it is exceptional. Just what you've been telling me and what I have read about and seen, and it is just, and it's no wonder that this inspires you for your own families, for other people in the community, and it moves you forward.
It does.
I'm very impressed. Tell me, so how do you go about getting one here in Gainesville? That's another journey.
With a lot of energy.
Determination.
Yes. With a lot of energy, that's for sure.
And another thing, community awareness and knowledge. You have said that is a strong message of GiGi's Playhouse, that more acceptance from the community, more understanding of Down syndrome, more knowledge.
Absolutely.
It's a strong message.
Yes.
What are the three words that they say?
Educate.
Educate.
Inspire.
Inspire.
Achieve.
Achieve.
And believe.
And believe.
Yes.
And I think that really says a lot. And you were both believing you can do this, and it is coming true. Where are you in the process?
So we are happy to announce that we are actually negotiating a lease. And it looks like we will hopefully get our keys July 1st. And open. We're looking to have our grand opening in September.
Okay. I'm so impressed, and we're going to take another quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about GiGi's Playhouse, Gainesville. And tell me more now that the dream is being realized. Tell me about what it has taken to get to this point. Take us back a little bit with those families.
So initially, about a year ago, it started with about 6 of us, 6 family members, moms, just like myself. We all had children with Down syndrome, and we met in rural Williston in a mom's house in her living room, and we got to work, basically. And generally, all across the United States where we do have GiGi's Playhouses, that's what it's about. That's how it starts.
Always
family
just
members
grassroots right down there.
That's right, just rolling up their sleeves to get it done, because we know this is a service that is needed in the Gainesville or the North Central Florida area. And we, of course, will be the first one in the state of Florida, so that's very exciting.
It is, it's a great achievement.
Absolutely. So from there, we have morphed or evolved into a board of directors.
Okay, so now you've got a little more moving forward. That brings you into being president and vice president, okay, leaders. But so many families, you must see their faces, see their kids, even as you talk about it now. The immense team and the energy.
We have. It's been incredible. The reason why we've gotten so far is just because of the tremendous support, sort of like the grassroots that you've talked about.
Right.
And we're really looking to expand on that. So you don't have to have a family member with Down syndrome to join us. It's, you know, so many, we get calls, we get emails, you know, I have a brother, or I just heard about your story and I want to help. How can I help? And we've just had incredible community support. It's just, we've just been blown away.
That's wonderful.
And it's just the beginning.
And it's just and so how can we help? What is the best things we can do? Certainly, it's always good to have financial support.
Well, I think first of all, we are definitely looking to expand our board of directors.
All right.
So again, like Lily had mentioned, it's not just family members. We are looking for professionals, you know, therapists, community leaders. You do not have to have a tie with Down syndrome. Just the passion or the vision to share the vision that we have to have individuals with Down syndrome embraced, you know, and embraced within the community, and to embrace the whole family. So we do, you know, we are looking to expand our board of directors.
Excellent. So there's a good call to action for viewers.
Yes.
And along with doing that, when you think about the Playhouse, opportunities, naming opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, people that could come out and help. And can you elaborate on that, Lily?
Sure. There's so many ways to help us, and we do need a lot of help. We're getting ready to be in the build-out process, so if you can donate whatever, your time, your talents, whatever.
Services.
Right, like you mentioned, there are naming opportunities. If people, there are different levels of sponsorships. You get your name on a plaque, you can sponsor a tutoring room, you can sponsor a play area. You know, there's so many ways that people can help.
And I know you had a great fundraiser that I'm sure you'll be having
Believe in the Bill Gala.
Yes, but that just seemed like it was wonderful, and Nancy Gianni came.
Absolutely.
And so that just shows such phenomenal support. And I know you're looking to other ways to expand fundraising opportunities also. And so people might have creative ideas to share with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And okay, where is your next? First, we've got to build it.
Right.
We get the key, we open the door, and then you need people to know, to spread the word, and to the incredible family support you're providing is just awesome. You know, because I've known from others who are involved, who are on your team, that they've had to go far afield to other cities to get help, and they felt so lost and alone because they didn't have a Lily or a Mika to sit and talk to.
Right, because right now our families generally have to go an hour and a half either to Jacksonville or Orlando for Down syndrome specific support. We have the medical support here, we have the therapy support here, but there's not a place for us to go and meet as a community, as a Down syndrome community, and feel as a family, you know, and feel the support. Our GiGi's Playhouse will have the resources available to all the families, all the information. So we want other agencies to come to us and share their information. You know, it's about sharing, you know, getting the community involved.
Right.
and getting the families informed also.
Yes,
Right.
and I thank you both for all that you're doing. It's wonderful, and Gigi's Playhouse Gainesville is a dream coming true. Thank you, and I'm so glad that you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next week. Take care.